On World News Tonight this Sunday, a wet, windy, and costly finish to the storm that couldn't make up its mind. Fears that a massacre is the price of independence in East Timor. Just hours after a new Mideast deal is signed, concern that two bombings could derail peace efforts. And the scientific discovery that has wine snobs reeling.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight, Sunday.
Good evening, I'm Carol Simpson, and this is a special abbreviated version of World News Tonight, Sunday. As much of the nation takes to the beach and the barbecue to celebrate the Labor Day weekend, it's just a wet and miserable end to a wet and miserable week for those menaced by Dennis. The hurricane that churned off the coast of the Carolinas for days has moved inland. And despite its downgrade to a tropical depression, it's still soaking everything in its path. ABC's Steve Osunsami reports.
The storm that just wouldn't go away has now flooded parts of North Carolina. In some places, the water was 4 feet deep. Near Morehead City, some areas saw 10 inches of rain today. For nearly 2 weeks, Dennis slowly wound its way up the eastern seaboard, lashing the coast with high wind and rain. It stalled and weakened at sea, only to return and finally make landfall last night, drenching the coast for a second time. Dennis rained on the tourist season's all-important Labor Day weekend. That's left the local charter boat and fishing industry with one of its worst summers in 15 years.
This has put us out of business for like 2 weeks or more.
For local restaurants already suffering from slow business because of the storm, it gets worse. Higher fish prices are on the way.
Fish are gone, they're all deep, and we gotta kind of wait till the weather changes and the water's changed to get them back in.
Today, a local shopping mall empty, and the lobby of a hotel that only has a few guests.
Normally, Labor Day weekend, we're 100% for the whole weekend, and this weekend we're, very, very down.
Tourism authorities say the storm has cost local businesses millions of dollars.
They won't be able to make up completely, a loss like this, but hopefully we'll have nice weather in the fall.
Tonight, a tornado watch is in effect for the Washington, D.C. area. Dennis is expected to bring showers and thunderstorms to the rest of the East Coast tomorrow. Steve Osunsami, ABC News, Morehead City, North Carolina.
Tonight, emergency consultations are underway at the United Nations concerning the growing chaos in East Timor. Last week's independence vote has triggered deadly violence by anti-independence forces, and at least 100 people have been reported killed. Here's ABC's Jim Wooten.
The violence intensified today as East Timor descended into a primitive anarchy that sent thousands running for their lives, trying to escape any way they could. Gangs of armed thugs who oppose independence ravaged rural villages and roamed the streets of its capital, Dili, burning, looting, and killing as Indonesian police watched them without lifting a finger to stop them. One of their targets, the United Nations compound in the city center, where hundreds have taken refuge, including British reporter Richard Lloyd Parry.
In the last 24 hours, the situation in East Timor has gone from extremely serious to indescribably bad. You can probably hear those shots very loud, very close to the building. That's been going on for a long time.
Several UN workers have already been murdered, and there are reports today of massacres out in the countryside of this former Portuguese colony occupied and controlled by the Indonesian army for the past 24 years. The same army that has armed and subsidized the various militia gangs now on a rampage. They have terrorized East Timor for years, especially those citizens who openly favored independence. But their violence escalated dramatically during the campaign for last week's referendum and now shows no sign of abating. The Indonesian government will not allow a UN peacekeeping force into East Timor until its independence is officially endorsed by the parliament, which doesn't convene until November. In the meantime, only a week after voting to become a country, East Timor has instead become a killing field. Jim Wooten, ABC News, London.
Still ahead, the bombings in the Middle East today, which could pose problems in the push for peace.
This is World News Tonight, Sunday. Brought to you by Advil.
There's my husband, Nolan Ryan, still throwing heat. Can you believe he's got arthritis? You see, Nolan's doctor says the best way to control arthritis pain is to keep moving. And to make it easier, he recommends Advil. Nothing's been proven stronger on arthritis pain, yet it's gentle on his stomach. In fact, I take Advil for my arthritis pain. That way, we can exercise together.
Advil, stronger than pain.
If heaven were a beach, you'd have the bluest skies, the warmest waves, and Red Lobster's ultimate feast. Lobster tail, snow crab legs, shrimp scampi, and golden fried butterfly shrimp. Escape to Red Lobster.
5 things to consider about the Chevy Impala. It's new. It starts under $20,000. It's designed, engineered, and built to be carefree. It's at your Chevy dealer now. It's received the highest frontal crash rating possible. 5 stars from the federal government. The new Chevy Impala. As USA Today put it, it's a lot more car than you imagine, at a lower price than you expect. The new Chevy Impala.
Let's go for a drive.
Great meal. Uh-oh, gas pressure. What now? What else? Gas X, with the most powerful medicine for fast relief. Nothing works faster.
Hey, want to go for ice cream?
Gas X, the power to fight gas fast.
In the Middle East, at least 3 people are dead in 2 car bomb attacks. The blasts rocked the region just hours after a new peace agreement was signed. As ABC's Gillian Finley reports, the violence puts the New Deal to the test.
In the northern Israeli town of Tiberias, the bombers drove their car into the middle of a crowded street. Little doubt an act of terror, police say. A miracle more were not injured. Then, just 5 minutes later, another explosion in the city of Haifa, 500 meters from the main bus station. Here, too, the bomber succeeded in killing only himself. But the assumption is the real target was political, to sabotage the region's latest peace agreement.
If we don't have security, personal security here in Israel, I believe that the peace process is in danger of collapsing.
It was just last night that the peace process got a new life. After months of delays, Israel's new prime minister recommitted his country to finally implementing the Wye River Accord, to turning over more of the West Bank to Palestinians. But the understanding is that Palestinians must do more to fight terrorism. In the past, attacks like these were often used by Israel as a pretext for freezing peace agreements. Today, Palestinian leaders were quick to condemn the bombs. Prime Minister Barak refrained from implying blame. So far, the new spirit of cooperation here seems to be holding. Gillian Finley, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Still to come on World News Tonight this Sunday, an international manhunt is finally over. Police ground Martin Frankel's high-flying lifestyle.
Have you tried these yet? Specialized blends from One A Day. Not just herbs. Herbs, vitamins, and minerals for things like memory. Have you seen my keys? Where are the keys? 83. And energy. Excuse me. Excuse me. Even tension and mood. Help your body help itself with One A Day's specialized blends. They're just what you need to feel your best.
You have to wonder what business that leading specialty coffee chain is really in.
Oh, the large black. How's this?
But what if instead of all that other stuff, you want simply great tasting coffee? Try Millstone. We make coffee our only specialty. That's why we slow roast choice Arabica beans for a smooth taste that's not over roasted. It's preferred nearly 2 to 1.
These are very popular.
Millstone whole bean coffee. Available at your grocer.
Before I quit smoking, I asked my doctor, is Nicorette gum safe? And he said, to quit smoking? Of course Nicorette gum is safe. Smoking is not. People smoke to get nicotine, and they get carbon monoxide and tars, which are deadly. Smoking is the danger. Nicorette can be a big part of the solution. Nicorette lets you use nicotine when you need it, to help you overcome your cravings. Don't hesitate for a second.
Nicorette gum helps you fight your cravings, your habit, your way. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Out here, I'm in command. So am I supposed to say, slow down, guys, I'm constipated? I don't think so. You try to eat right. Sometimes you can't. Harsh chemical laxatives, they can kick in whenever and wherever. Not an option. So I rely on doctor-recommended Metamucil. It's got 100% natural fiber. Works with my body, gently, which is important to a sensitive guy like myself.
Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
The search for missing money manager Martin Frankel spanned 4 months and 2 continents. But tonight he's in police custody in Germany. Frankel's accused of embezzling millions to bankroll his lavish lifestyle. Here's ABC's Jamie Floyd.
German police and FBI agents found Frankel with a female companion at the upscale Hotel Prem in Hamburg, Germany, ending a 4-month international manhunt.
We traced cash. We talked with witnesses and responded to various tips.
According to the FBI, Frankel opened the door and said, "You got me." He was taken to a nearby jail and charged with possessing a fake British passport. The manhunt had begun on May 5th when police found incriminating documents, some shredded, some burning, inside Frankel's $3 million Connecticut home, and discovered Frankel had fled the high-security mansion. Even before his disappearance, Frankel was considered something of a recluse, reportedly leaving his home only twice a year and supporting a harem of young women he met through personal ads. Mona Kim was Frankel's office manager and fled with him in May. ABC's Brian Ross spoke with her last week.
I thought he was fleeing, perhaps, for his life.
Did you think you were fleeing from the FBI?
No.
Insurance regulators say Frankel, running an unlicensed brokerage firm out of his house, stole as much as $350 million from insurance companies in 5 states across the South. In what regulators are calling a bold scheme, Frankel promised to invest policyholder money, but the companies say that Frankel just took the money for himself. Authorities speculate the fugitive was financing his trip from Italy to France and finally Germany with $10 million in gold and gems he bought before he disappeared. The FBI says it could take months to extradite Frankel. In the meantime, they are looking for $2 billion, allegedly missing from a foundation established by Frankel in August. Jamie Floyd, ABC News, New York.
Tomorrow on Good Morning America, Charlie Gibson will talk with Brian Ross about ABC's extensive investigation into the Frankel case. Up next, the grape that dare not speak its name.
It's time for your heartburn to kick in because your heartburn relief gave out. It happens 2 or more days a week, even though you've treated it and changed your diet. That frequent, persistent heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease, potentially serious.
It's Prilosec time. Time to see your doctor about prescription Prilosec. Your results may vary, but for many people, Prilosec provides 24 hours of complete heartburn relief with 1 daily dose. Ask your doctor for more information about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. 24 hours of complete heartburn relief is possible. It's Prilosec time.
It's summer, when everybody can use the refreshment of a good hose down. And your deck can use the refreshment of a new coat of Thompson's Wood Protector. For rain, sun, mildew, it's the most powerful Thompson's yet. Thompson's Wood Protector. It never takes a day off.
It's been a very good summer for Hollywood. A record 11 movies brought in more than $100 million each. The Phantom Menace took in $425 million for the top spot. The Austin Powers sequel came in second at $205 million. Finally tonight, a story that wine connoisseurs may find hard to swallow. A discovery by American and French scientists has exposed an unsavory secret about the esteemed Chardonnay grape. Details from ABC's Bill Redeker.
The nectar of the gods. Chardonnay. The name alone seems to imply nobility.
Ooh, buttery.
On both sides of the Atlantic.
Chardonnay is one of the great wines of the world.
But now, a shocking scandal about the white wine's lineage. Turns out Chardonnay's pedigree is not all that regal. That DNA test published this past week by the University of California, the same kind of DNA test used in paternity suits, reveal the great grape is actually a half-breed, the offspring of the princely Pinot and lowly Gouye Blanc, the Prince and the Pauper, Lady and the Tramp, Fine Wine, and Plonk.
I really wouldn't call it scandalous, because that implies that this poor Gouye grape, we should be ashamed of it. It's really just much more of a surprise.
Especially to the French, who banished Gouye centuries ago because the grape was too coarse, too rustic, too, well, common.
Dr. Meredith was able to make the discovery because the ancestry of grapes can be traced back hundreds of years. That's because grapevines are reproduced vegetatively. In other words, cuttings are transplanted over and over again, meaning each generation is genetically identical to its predecessor.
What do vineyard owners and connoisseurs think about this mutt wine?
It's a victory for the underdog.
I'll enjoy it more, knowing that there's a commoner in there somewhere.
And what about the proud French?
What I would suggest to them is maybe go down and open up a couple of those bottles and drink them and just relax, because in the long run, I don't think it's going to make a difference.
In other words, enjoy. It's really nothing to whine about. Bill Rediker, ABC News, Marlboro, New York.
Whine about. That's our report. Tomorrow on Good Morning America, the latest on how authorities caught up with fugitive financier Martin Frankel. I'm Carol Simpson. For all of us here at ABC News, have a safe Labor Day holiday and good night.
Monday, 50,000 years from now, how future generations may know what you think. The Remarkable Project. Watch ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.